time management. We hear about it all the time, and balancing our time between work and your personal life. But what about managing our energy and balancing our energy? It is so important, and it's even more important to know the right holistic healer. And luckily, I do, and I have her here today for all of you to share with you. Yoko Bagnariol. She is amazing. I see her myself for all of my energy balancing needs. Yoko, it's such a blessing to have you here today.
Oh, thank you so much, Katie.
You're welcome.
The pleasure is mine, to share with you this morning.
Thank you. So here at the Simply M Spotlight, I created these videos because I want to share all of the beautiful souls that I've met along the way that just give their time and their energy to help others. So we're going to have a fun conversation. As you can see, we have a lot of props here on the table. Yoko, you do chakra balancing, hypnotherapy, you're an expert in Akashic records, and you also use the Hebrew pendulum. So many tools, so much knowledge that you have that you share with others. Can you just tell me a little bit about what brought you to this amazing spiritual path?
Many years ago, I started to feel that there's something else in life, Started to get attracted to a good nutrition, to do the good things. And because of the laws of the universe, the law of attraction, I started to listen to people giving me more knowledge, to read. I love to read. I'm an avid reader. I love to read. And that's how, by attraction, I started to do my travels to places with great energy, to get into different classes, courses, workshops, to learn even more. And this is where I am now.
And I know that you have gone to some really amazing places on your spiritual journey. Recently, you went to Egypt, right?
Yeah. Egypt was like a friend of mine used to tell me my playground. Yeah, because that brings memories. That brings memories, from many thousands of years ago and helps me to close cycles in this life. And in that way, I learned so much that I am able to give to the community, to give to the people that come and see me.
Yes.
Because it's not just about myself, it's about helping and supporting others.
Yes. And in today's world that there's so much technology that can kind of be a double-edged sword, right? Because you're able to see people remotely too, but we are inundated with so much information. Our minds are constantly going, that monkey mind, jumping from thing to thing. And especially when you're a business owner, right? That you feel like you have so much weighing down on you. And you tell us all the time, you tell me all the time, it's important to pay attention to your life source. So tell me how all these different beautiful tools help you do that.
There's a lot of intuition in the way I use them because when people come and see me, it's not just my mind. Of course, everything that I have learned helps me. Without the knowledge, you cannot do everything. But after that, I had to go to my heart and connect, and see what is it that that person needed at a specific time. Because, for instance, if it's cleansing of energies, definitely I would go with the pendulum.
Yes.
This is my little pendulum.
Which I'm very familiar with. I need a lot of cleansing.
People fall in love with the pendulum. It might seem like a little cork, that does nothing, but it's very, very powerful.
Very powerful.
And with time, I learned to combine them. Because, maybe part of the therapy will be with the crystals, like the ones you see here.
Yes.
Another part of the session can be with the pendulum, or even if someone has like a trauma that the person is aware of, maybe that's where we need to start that day and go with hypnosis. And then I combine hypnosis with some of other units that I have in my consultation with the hypnosis. So it all depends, on where the person is, what the situation is. I definitely try to connect at a deeper level.
Yes.
With his, her guides and mine to see what's best, to do at that moment. That's why, I felt in my heart that it was the best way to go, to have different techniques.
Right.
To use either one of them at a time or combine them.
And so I know firsthand, how much you are in the present moment each and every time that you see your clients. You have that amazing initial consultation where you really take your time to speak to the client, to hear what brought them to you, what's been going on all this time. But then with each session, we have the conversation, right? When I get there, I'm going to
Yeah.
speak about me. So when I get there, we have this amazing conversation, and it's always about what's happening in the present moment. And like you said, you intuitively know what you're going to use, what you're going to work on. You work your magic because it just feels like magic. And then what I absolutely love is that you send the client follow-up notes of the session, of what we talked about, of what you worked on, of what you noticed as you were doing your work. And you always include nutrition as well.
Yeah, yeah, because in order to be a holistic counselor, you have to look at everything.
Yeah.
Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. Because if one of them is not in balance, it's like trying to bake a cake and missing an important ingredient in your cake.
Yeah.
And I really have spoiled everyone because that's what my guides, have told me to send the notes so people can follow up and pay attention. Because I work with everyone that comes along the way. But then people have to do their piece.
Right. We have to do our work.
You have to do your work.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe, because I have seen that the people that really look at their notes and they go into the details, then they get that click,
Yes.
that makes them make changes in their lives.
And it's true. I said the word magic just because I just always feel like, I don't know, like you're like my spiritual godmother. like that fairy, like bibbidi bobbidi boo. I don't know, but every single time I experience something different. Sometimes I see colors. Sometimes I'm just like, whoa, I went somewhere, but I'm not sure where. And I always arrive to you with some level of tension and anxiety in my case. And I just leave feeling so centered and so relaxed. But really, like you said, it's not magic. You do everything that you provide. It's for us to really do the intentional work. Especially when you always remind me in particular to come back to the breath, right? You have that important grounding, breathing exercise that you taught me.
Yeah, because even if we as humans, we don't believe in magic, or we want to believe in magic if people don't. And actually, that's kind of what happens, when you put your intention, when you have your guides helping you, magic happens.
Yes. And, thanks to you, the work that I do with my dance community, with the dance studio, I really approach it from a place about releasing energy,
Yes.
grounding our energy, being aware of our energy, because like you said, everything is so interconnected. So I like to say that I help people balance their Shakiras, but Yoko helps you balance your chakras.
Well, you do, Katie. Katie, you do an amazing job, helping everyone, not just women, because we need to get in touch with ourselves.
Yes.
That's an important piece. And dance is one of that. Art, everything that goes, in that way helps tremendously to reconnect with ourselves.
Yes. And now that you say that, it's like you really brought awareness to me about my sacral chakra, where all the creativity comes from, where all of that, when you have that so obstructed and you've stifled it. And in my case, we've really worked a lot on, and I'd like for you to talk a little bit about that, about family ties, right? Those things that sometimes we carry that we don't realize. Can you share briefly with our audience about that? Because I think it's so important.
Oh yeah. Nowadays, you're going to hear everywhere to work with your lineage, to work with mom and dad, to work with your inner child. And all goes back, to your childhood, or even when you were conceived. All of that, has a lot to do with the way we go in life as adults.
Yeah.
With the significant other, with your kids if you have them, your coworkers, it affects everything. So it's very important to do that healing, to be able as an adult to have a meaningful life, as happy as you want to be, not to feel that that you have obstacles along the way.
Yeah.
And of course, how you said, the Chakiras having that Kundalini force of life moving without feeling that is anything sinful, that is okay, that we are human beings, that it's okay to experience, emotions in life.
Yes.
That definitely opens up that flow of energy.
Yes, and connects
experience,
us.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't go within, you go without, right? I've always loved that expression. Yoko, what I really want to also make super clear, because you not only balance our energies, right? Help us balance our energies in our body, but you also can do it for spaces.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, this is super
And
cool.
that is the pendulum again, the
Yes.
little pendulum. Yeah. Cleansing of energies is really important because we don't realize sometimes why we might feel maybe in a bad mood or maybe at home, nothing moves. Like you
feel
can
stuck.
recall, when you enter to a place that is heavily loaded, those energies that you don't feel at ease.
Yeah, some people say, oh, it's like bad juju. Yeah.
Or you go to visit somebody else, and then you feel that good energy.
Yeah.
That you don't want to leave, from that home.
Yes.
That's what it is. And it happens. Energy is part of everything in life. And when, for whatever reason, people start attracting those bad energies, it's time for cleansing.
For cleansing.
For yourself and the place. And with the pendulum, I can do it remotely.
And this book that you have here, these are your prayers, right?
Actually, these are little labels in Hebrew that have a special energy and that I wrap around the pendulum and I use them. And I have different protocols depending on what I need to do. The cleansing, as you were saying. I also have different protocols for depression, to help people that have cancer, Alzheimer's, also to heal traumas, to clear things in life so you have a successful life and business. There's so many different ways, that the pendulum can help.
Yes. And, I started off this segment saying about how we hear all the time about time management. And the reality is we can't manage time. Time is what it is. And I've come to realize that what we can really manage is our energy and our focus, right? So as a business owner, as just someone, a human being in this world going through life, what we focus on grows. So if you balance your energy, would you say, and then you have the right focus into the right direction, and you feel like you're in tune with yourself, then everything's going to flow.
Of course, because then your decisions will be the best ones. Your priorities in life, will be aligned with your purpose, with everything that is meaningful for you. And you wouldn't even think, about time itself.
Yeah.
Because knowing what you have to do, you will have through the day, schedule the things that you have to do. You might have a very busy day, and that's perfectly fine. But then you won't go like stressed out about doing everything that you need to do in that day. So it changes completely the perspective in which you flow through the day.
Absolutely. I hope that you can feel through this video the level of peace and just serenity that Yoko just illuminates the room with, because you really do. And that's something that attracted me to you so much. Like, I was like, wow, I want to feel that peace. I want to know more about this. You're so wise, and this is your art. Like, this is your gift to the world. Thank you for being so willing to share it. Thank you for taking it so seriously, the healing of our human family. So important. So if someone is ready to take or is curious to take that step, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
I would say go to my website.
And what is that?
Fortunately, I have a great guy that has done the amazing things. MiamiHolisticHealth.com.
MiamiHolisticHealth.com.
Yeah, because there's my address, my phone number, like
Perfect.
everything is in there.
I love it. And so they don't have to be in Miami, right, to connect with
remotely,
you?
Remotely.
Yeah. So you don't, distance doesn't have to be a factor.
No, not at all.
The work that Yoko does transcends the distance. I hope that you take us up on this offer. I can't say it enough. Yoko's here to help you, to support you. She's a beautiful soul. Thank you, Yoko, for who you are and what you do.
Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you, everyone that made this possible. Thanks to the universe that put us together.
Yes, absolutely. You're welcome. So namaste. Remember, folks, be blessed and be a blessing. See you next time.